Hello and welcome to this peaceful space where we'll explore how meditation can transform your life one breath at a time. If you're here today, chances are you've heard about mindfulness or meditation but aren't sure where to start. Or maybe you just want some guidance on reducing stress and finding more joy in everyday moments. Whether you're completely new to meditation or simply looking to deepen your practice, this video is designed for you. In the next hour, we'll take a journey inspired by Buddhist teachings, mindfulness practices, and practical tools that anyone, yes, even beginners, can use to cultivate calm, clarity, and compassion in their daily lives. So grab a cozy seat, perhaps light a candle if you'd like, and let's begin. First, I want to acknowledge something important. Starting meditation can feel overwhelming. There's so much information out there, from ancient philosophies to modern science, and it's easy to get lost in the details. But here's the truth. You don't need to know everything to start. All you need is a little curiosity, a dash of patience, and a willingness to show up for yourself. That's it. Today we'll break things down into manageable steps. We'll cover what meditation is, why it matters, and how to create a practice that fits your unique needs. Along the way, I'll share insights from Buddhism and mindfulness traditions, not because they're the only way to meditate, but because they offer timeless wisdom that resonates deeply with many people. This isn't about achieving perfection or becoming someone different. It's about connecting with who you already are beneath all the noise, the part of you that's steady, kind, and wise. Meditation helps us uncover that inner stillness, even amidst chaos. And trust me, when life gets tough, and it will, you'll be grateful for having this tool in your back pocket. One thing I love about meditation is how accessible it is. You don't need fancy equipment, expensive memberships, or hours of free time. All you need is yourself and a few minutes each day. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. Over time, those small moments add up, creating ripples of change that extend far beyond your meditation cushion. Throughout this video, I'll guide you through 10 chapters, each building on the last. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for starting your meditation practice and integrating mindfulness into your daily life. My goal is to make this process as warm, approachable, and enjoyable as possible. Think of me as your companion on this journey, not an expert handing down rules, but someone walking alongside you, sharing what I've learned along the way. Before we dive in, I want to remind you that meditation is personal. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. This video is meant to inspire and guide, not dictate. Feel free to adapt the suggestions to suit your preferences. The most important thing is to stay true to yourself and honor your own pace. So, take a deep breath with me now. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale fully. Let's set an intention together to approach this hour with openness and kindness, both toward ourselves and others. Are you ready? Wonderful. Let's move forward with our first chapter, where we'll answer a foundational question. What exactly is meditation? Chapter 1. What is meditation? Welcome to Chapter 1. What is meditation? If you've ever wondered what all the buzz around meditation is about, or if you've heard terms like mindfulness, awareness, or presence, but aren't quite sure what they mean, this chapter is for you. Today we're diving deep into the essence of meditation, exploring its roots, its purpose, and how it can become a transformative part of your life. At its core, meditation is about training our minds to become more aware, focused, and present. But let's unpack that a little, because those words might sound abstract at first. Think of your mind as a vast ocean. On the surface, there are waves, thoughts, emotions, distractions that constantly rise and fall. Beneath the surface, though, lies stillness, clarity, and depth. Meditation is the practice of learning to navigate this inner landscape, observing both the waves and the stillness without getting swept away by either. It's important to understand that meditation isn't about stopping thoughts or achieving some mystical state where your mind goes completely blank. That's a common misconception, and in fact, thoughts are a natural part of the process. The key is not to resist them, but to notice them with curiosity and kindness. Imagine sitting by a riverbank, watching leaves float by. You don't try to grab the leaves or push them back upstream. You simply observe them as they pass. Meditation works in much the same way. Now, while meditation has gained popularity in recent years thanks to scientific research and modern wellness trends, its origins stretch back thousands of years. Many of the practices we use today have roots in ancient traditions, particularly Buddhism. Buddhism offers profound insights into the nature of the mind and human suffering, emphasizing compassion, wisdom, and interconnectedness. While we won't delve too deeply into philosophy here, these principles form the foundation of many meditation techniques, including mindfulness. Mindfulness, in particular, has become a cornerstone of contemporary meditation practices. It's essentially the art of paying attention on purpose to the present moment, without judgment. Sounds simple, right? Yet, it's incredibly powerful. When we bring mindful awareness to our experiences, whether it's eating a meal, walking in nature, or even dealing with difficult emotions, we create space between ourselves and our reactions. This space allows us to respond with greater clarity and intention rather than reacting impulsively out of habit or fear. So why does this matter? Well, think about how often we operate on autopilot. We scroll through our phones while brushing our teeth, rush through meals without tasting the food, or replay past conversations in our heads instead of fully engaging with the people around us. Over time, this disconnection from the present moment can leave us feeling scattered, stressed, and unfulfilled. Meditation helps us reclaim our attention, anchoring us in the richness of now. But meditation isn't just about being present. It's also about cultivating qualities like patience, kindness, and resilience. These aren't just nice-to-haves, they're essential skills for navigating life's challenges. For example, when you sit quietly and watch your thoughts arise and dissolve, you begin to see that nothing is permanent, not even discomfort. This realization can be incredibly liberating, helping you face difficulties with greater equanimity. Let me share a personal story. When I first started meditating, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I needed to clear my mind and would get frustrated every time a thought popped up. Spoiler alert, clearing your mind isn't the goal. Once I realized that meditation was less about controlling my thoughts and more about observing them with curiosity, everything shifted. Instead of fighting against my wandering mind, I learned to greet each thought like an old friend passing by. Some days were easier than others, but over time I noticed subtle changes, not just during my meditation sessions, but in my interactions with others, my ability to handle stress, and my overall sense of well-being. Another thing I love about meditation is how adaptable it is. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Whether you prefer guided meditations, silent sits, movement-based practices like yoga or Tai Chi, or even mindful journaling, there's something for everyone. The beauty of meditation lies in its flexibility. You can tailor it to fit your personality, preferences, and lifestyle. For instance, some people thrive on structure. They set aside specific times each day to meditate and follow a consistent routine. Others prefer spontaneity, squeezing in short bursts of mindfulness whenever they can, whether it's during a commute, while waiting in line, or before bed. Both approaches are valid. What matters most is finding what resonates with you and sticking with it. Speaking of sticking with it, consistency is key. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body over time, meditation strengthens your mind. And just like working out, the benefits compound with regular practice. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Don't worry if you miss a day or two, that's normal. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Show up as often as you can and trust the process. One question I hear a lot is, do I need to believe in anything to meditate? The answer is no. Meditation doesn't require any religious or spiritual beliefs. While it has roots in traditions like Buddhism, Hinduism, and Taoism, it's fundamentally a practical tool that anyone can use regardless of their background or worldview. Whether you're drawn to meditation for stress relief, self-discovery, or simply curiosity, it's accessible to all. That said, many people find that meditation opens doors to deeper questions about life, purpose, and connection. If that happens for you, embrace it. Exploring these themes can be a beautiful part of the journey. But remember, there's no pressure to have all the answers. Sometimes, simply sitting with the questions is enough. As we wrap up this chapter, I want to leave you with a metaphor. Imagine your mind as a garden. Thoughts are like seeds blowing in the wind. Some will take root, while others will drift away. Meditation is the act of tending to this garden, pulling weeds of distraction and planting flowers of awareness. With care and patience, you'll cultivate a space that feels vibrant, peaceful, and nourishing. In the next chapter, we'll explore why meditation matters, the tangible benefits it brings to your mental, emotional, and physical health. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Meditation is about observing your mind with curiosity and kindness, cultivating presence, and nurturing qualities like patience and resilience. It's a journey, not a destination, and you've already taken the first step. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Let's continue together, shall we? Chapter 2. Why meditate? Benefits for your life. Welcome to Chapter 2, Why Meditate? By now you might have a clearer understanding of what meditation is, but why should you bother making it part of your life? The answer lies in the profound benefits that meditation offers, not just for your mind, but for your body, relationships, and overall well-being. In this chapter, we'll explore how meditation can help you reduce stress, enhance focus, build emotional resilience, and even improve physical health. Let's dive in. Let's start with one of the most compelling reasons people turn to meditation: stress reduction. Modern life is full of demands: work deadlines, family responsibilities, financial pressures, social expectations, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Chronic stress doesn't just make us irritable, it takes a toll on our bodies too. It weakens the immune system, disrupts sleep patterns, and increases the risk of conditions like hypertension and heart disease. Meditation acts as a powerful antidote to stress by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest and relaxation. When you meditate, especially through practices like mindful breathing or body scans, you signal to your brain that it's safe to relax. This slows your heart rate, lowers cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress, and promotes a sense of calm. Over time, these physiological changes create a buffer against the chaos of daily life. Imagine having an internal reset button, a tool you can use anytime you feel frazzled or anxious. That's exactly what meditation provides. But stress relief is only the beginning. Another major benefit of meditation is improved focus and mental clarity. Think about how often your attention gets hijacked by distractions. Emails pinging, notifications buzzing, endless to-do lists swirling in your head. Our brains are wired to multitask, but constant switching between tasks leaves us scattered and inefficient. Meditation trains your mind to stay focused on one thing at a time. In the case of mindfulness meditation, that one thing is usually your breath or bodily sensations. Research shows that regular meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for executive functions like decision-making, planning, and impulse control. At the same time, it reduces activity in the amygdala, which governs fear and reactivity. What does this mean for you? Fewer moments of snapping at loved ones when you're tired, less impulsivity when faced with challenges, and more clarity when navigating complex situations. Meditation literally rewires your brain for better performance. Now let's talk about emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how hard we try, setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's losing a job, ending a relationship, or facing illness, difficult experiences test our ability to cope. Meditation helps us develop emotional resilience by teaching us to observe our feelings without being consumed by them. Instead of reacting impulsively to anger, sadness, or frustration, we learn to pause, breathe, and respond from a place of wisdom rather than reflex. For example, imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Without mindfulness, you might immediately feel rage, honk your horn, or shout expletives. But with practice, you can notice the surge of irritation, acknowledge it, and choose not to act on it. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, it means creating space to process them constructively. Emotional resilience isn't about never feeling upset. It's about handling those feelings skillfully so they don't derail you. Beyond mental and emotional benefits, meditation also has tangible effects on physical health. Studies show that regular practitioners experience lower blood pressure, reduced inflammation, and improved cardiovascular function. These outcomes stem partly from the stress-reducing properties of meditation, but also from its impact on lifestyle habits. People who meditate tend to adopt healthier behaviors. They eat more mindfully, exercise regularly, and prioritize self-care. One fascinating aspect of meditation is its effect on sleep. Many of us struggle with insomnia or restless nights, tossing and turning as our minds replay the day's events. Meditation calms the nervous system and quiets mental chatter, making it easier to drift off. Practices like progressive muscle relaxation or loving-kindness meditation before bed can be particularly effective for improving sleep quality. And when you wake up feeling rested, everything else in your day feels lighter and more manageable. Meditation also enhances creativity and problem-solving skills. When you quiet your mind and let go of overthinking, new ideas naturally bubble to the surface. Artists, writers, entrepreneurs, and innovators often credit meditation with helping them tap into their creative potential. Even if you don't consider yourself creative, you'll likely find that meditation makes problem-solving feel less daunting. Solutions appear almost effortlessly when you approach challenges with a calm, open mindset. On a relational level, meditation fosters deeper connections with others. When you cultivate awareness and compassion through practices like loving-kindness meditation, you become more attuned to the needs and emotions of those around you. You listen more attentively, communicate more effectively, and empathize more fully. These qualities strengthen friendships, partnerships, and professional relationships. Plus, kindness is contagious. When you radiate positivity, it inspires others to do the same. Another beautiful benefit of meditation is its capacity to foster gratitude and joy. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the small wonders of life, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, the laughter of a child. Mindfulness brings these moments into sharp focus, reminding us to appreciate the present. Research shows that people who practice gratitude regularly report higher levels of happiness and fulfillment. Meditation amplifies this effect by training us to notice and savor the good things, no matter how fleeting. It's worth noting that meditation isn't a quick fix. Its benefits unfold gradually, like planting a seed and watching it grow over weeks, months, and years. Some changes happen quickly. You might notice a shift in your mood after just one session, while others take longer to manifest. Consistency is key. Even 10 minutes a day can yield significant results over time. Let me share another personal story. A few years ago, I went through a period of intense burnout. I was juggling multiple projects, neglecting self-care, and constantly feeling on edge. Meditation became my lifeline. At first, I didn't notice much difference. I still felt tired and overwhelmed, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, things began to change. My thoughts felt less chaotic. My reactions became less reactive. I started noticing small joys I'd previously overlooked, like the smell of coffee brewing in the morning or the way sunlight streamed through my window. Most importantly, I regained a sense of agency over my life. Meditation didn't solve all my problems, but it gave me the tools to face them with greater ease and perspective. If you're skeptical about whether meditation can really deliver these benefits, I understand. Skepticism is healthy. It keeps us grounded. But here's the thing, you won't know until you try. And remember, meditation isn't about achieving some grand transformation overnight. It's about showing up consistently, trusting the process, and allowing the benefits to reveal themselves in their own time. As we wrap up this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Meditation reduces stress, improves focus, builds emotional resilience, enhances physical health, boosts creativity, strengthens relationships, and fosters gratitude and joy. It's a holistic practice that touches every aspect of your life, creating ripples of positive change that extend far beyond your meditation cushion. In the next chapter, we'll move from theory to action as we explore how to set up your meditation space, a crucial step in creating a practice that feels inviting and sustainable. Until then, take a moment to reflect on how meditation could support your goals and aspirations. Why do you want to meditate? What would it feel like to live with more calm, clarity, and connection? Keep those questions in mind as we continue this journey together. Chapter 3: Setting Up Your Space. Welcome to Chapter 3: Setting Up Your Space. By now you understand what meditation is and why it matters, but where do you actually meditate? Creating a dedicated space for your practice is one of the most important steps in establishing consistency and comfort. In this chapter, we'll explore how to design a meditation environment that feels inviting, calming, and uniquely yours. Let's dive in. First things first, meditation doesn't require a grand or elaborate setting. You don't need an entire room filled with crystals, statues, or expensive decor. All you really need is a quiet spot where you can sit comfortably without interruptions. That said, putting thought into your space can make a big difference in how motivated and relaxed you feel during your sessions. Think of it as creating a sanctuary, a place where you can retreat from the busyness of life and reconnect with yourself. Let's start with location. Ideally, choose a spot that's relatively private and free from distractions. This could be a corner of your bedroom, a quiet nook in your living room, or even a patch of grass in your backyard if you enjoy being outdoors. The key is finding somewhere you can return to regularly. Consistency helps signal to your brain that it's time to slow down and focus inward. If possible, try to avoid areas associated with other activities like working or watching TV. For example, sitting at your desk might remind you of unfinished tasks, while lounging on the couch might tempt you to scroll through your phone. Instead, designate a specific area just for meditation. Even a small rug or cushion placed in a particular spot can transform it into a sacred space over time. Now let's talk about physical elements. Once you've chosen your location, consider adding touches that make the space feel welcoming and serene. Here are some ideas to inspire you. Cushions or chairs. Comfort is essential for maintaining good posture during meditation. If you prefer sitting on the floor, invest in a supportive cushion designed for meditation, such as a zafu or zabuton. Alternatively, use a chair with a straight back if sitting cross-legged isn't comfortable for you. Remember, there's no right way to sit. The goal is to find a position that allows you to stay alert, yet relaxed. Lighting. Lighting sets the mood. Natural light streaming through a window can create a warm, uplifting atmosphere, while dim lighting with lamps or fairy lights fosters coziness. Avoid harsh overhead lights, which can feel jarring. If you meditate early in the morning or late at night, consider using a Himalayan salt lamp or candlelight for gentle illumination. Plants. Adding greenery brings life and freshness to your space. Plants not only purify the air, but also evoke a sense of calm and connection to nature. Low-maintenance options like succulents, snake plants, or peace lilies work well if you're new to plant care. Aromatherapy. Scents have a powerful impact on our emotions and mental state. Burning incense, using essential oils in a diffuser, or placing dried herbs like lavender nearby can enhance relaxation. Popular scents for meditation include sandalwood, frankincense, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Experiment to find what resonates with you. Sound elements. Background sounds can help drown out distractions and deepen your focus. Consider playing soft instrumental music. Nature sounds like rain or ocean waves or white noise. If silence suits you better, embrace it fully. Just ensure your space is insulated enough to minimize external noise. Personal touches. Make your space uniquely yours by incorporating meaningful objects. This could be a journal for recording reflections after your sessions, a mala bracelet or prayer beads, a favorite book of poetry or quotes, or a photo of someone who inspires you. These personal touches serve as reminders of your intentions and values. One common question people ask is whether their space needs to be perfectly tidy before meditating. While cleanliness certainly helps create a peaceful ambience, don't let perfectionism stand in your way. Life gets messy sometimes. It's okay if your meditation corner isn't always pristine. What matters most is showing up for yourself regardless of the external circumstances. Another practical consideration is minimizing distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone or leave it in another room altogether. If you live with others, communicate your boundaries clearly. Let them know when you'll be meditating so they can respect your privacy. If complete solitude isn't feasible, noise-cancelling headphones or earplugs can block out unwanted sounds. For those who love rituals, preparing your space can become part of your meditation routine. Lighting a candle, arranging your cushions, or taking a few moments to tidy up signals to your mind that it's time to transition into stillness. Rituals provide structure and help anchor your practice, especially on days when motivation feels low. It's also worth noting that your meditation space doesn't have to remain static. Feel free to adapt it based on your needs and preferences. For instance, you might decorate differently depending on the season, adding autumn leaves in fall or fresh blooms in spring. Or perhaps you alternate between indoor and outdoor settings depending on the weather. Flexibility keeps your practice dynamic and engaging. What if you don't have access to a dedicated space? Don't worry, meditation can happen anywhere. If you travel frequently, live in a shared apartment, or simply lack extra room, get creative. A folding mat tucked under your bed can double as a portable meditation setup. Use headphones to listen to guided meditations in public spaces like parks or libraries. Even closing your eyes for a few minutes at your desk counts as practice. The beauty of meditation lies in its portability. You carry the tools within you wherever you go. As you set up your space, remember that intention matters more than aesthetics. Sure, Instagram-worthy corners look lovely, but the true magic happens inside you, not around you. Focus on cultivating an attitude of presence and openness rather than obsessing over appearances. Over time, your space will naturally evolve to reflect your journey. Let me share a story about my own experience with creating a meditation space. When I first started practicing, I didn't have much room to spare. My apartment was tiny, cluttered, and shared with roommates. So I claimed a single square meter near the window as my zone. I placed a cushion there, added a small plant, and lit a tea light every evening before meditating. It wasn't fancy, but it worked. As my practice deepened, so did my attachment to that little corner. Eventually, I moved to a larger home and created a more spacious meditation area. But looking back, those humble beginnings taught me that simplicity and sincerity matter far more than size or style. Now, here's a tip I wish someone had told me earlier. Don't wait until everything feels perfect to start meditating. Some people spend weeks or even months designing their ideal space before ever sitting down. While preparation is valuable, don't let it become a form of procrastination. Start today. Even if your setup is basic, you can always refine it later. Finally, trust that your meditation space will grow alongside you. Just as your practice evolves over time, so too will the physical and energetic qualities of your space. Maybe you'll discover new tools or techniques that inspire changes to your setup. Or perhaps your needs will shift as your life circumstances change. Whatever happens, view your space as a living extension of your inner world, a reflection of your growth, curiosity, and commitment to self-care. As we conclude this chapter, take a moment to envision your ideal meditation space. What does it look like? How does it feel? What elements would make it truly yours? Whether you already have a designated spot or are starting from scratch, approach this process with playfulness and patience. There's no rush. Your space will emerge organically as you continue exploring meditation. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the importance of posture and alignment. We'll discuss how to sit comfortably and maintain focus without straining your body. But for now, give yourself permission to dream about the possibilities. Your meditation space is more than just a physical location. It's a gateway to transformation. Chapter 4. Posture Matters. Finding Comfort. Welcome to Chapter 4. Posture Matters, Finding Comfort. If you've ever wondered how to sit during meditation, or if you've struggled with discomfort while trying, you're in the right place. In this chapter, we'll explore why posture is so important, how to find a comfortable position that works for your body, and how good alignment supports both physical ease and mental clarity. Let's get started. First, let's address a common misconception. Meditation isn't about sitting perfectly still like a statue or contorting yourself into an uncomfortable pose. It's about finding a balance between stability and relaxation. A posture that allows you to stay alert yet at ease. Good posture creates the foundation for effective meditation, helping you breathe more freely, focus better, and avoid unnecessary strain on your body. Why does posture matter? Think of it this way: your body influences your mind and vice versa. When you slump forward or collapse into a slouch, can lead to shallow breathing, sluggish energy, and even feelings of heaviness or lethargy. On the other hand, sitting upright with a straight spine promotes deep, full breaths and encourages a sense of wakefulness and presence. This doesn't mean you need to force yourself into rigid perfection. Just aim for a posture that feels grounded and natural. Let's break it down step by step. Whether you choose to sit on a cushion, use a chair, or lie down, the principles remain largely the same. Here's what to keep in mind. The spine. Your spine is the backbone of your posture, literally and figuratively. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head upward toward the ceiling. This subtle lift elongates your spine without creating tension. Avoid overarching your lower back or tucking your tailbone too far under. Instead, find a neutral curve that feels balanced. If you're sitting cross-legged on a cushion, elevate your hips slightly higher than your knees to reduce pressure on your lower back. For those using a chair, sit toward the front edge so your feet rest flat on the floor, allowing your pelvis to tilt slightly forward. Shoulders and arms. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, letting them soften and drop naturally. Many people unconsciously tense their shoulders when they meditate, especially beginners who are focused on doing it right. Instead, imagine your shoulder blades gliding gently down your back. Rest your hands lightly on your lap or thighs, palms facing up or down depending on what feels most calming. You can also form a simple mudra, like placing one hand over the other or touching your thumb and index finger together in a circle. These gestures are optional but can help anchor your attention. Head and jaw. Keep your chin slightly tucked, not exaggeratedly, just enough to align your neck with your spine. Relax your jaw, letting your teeth part slightly. Many people clench their jaws unconsciously, which can create tension throughout the face and head. Soften your gaze or close your eyes softly, whichever helps you feel more centered. Some traditions recommend gazing downward at a 45-degree angle if you prefer keeping your eyes open. Feet and legs. If you're sitting cross-legged, experiment with different positions until you find one that feels stable. The classic lotus or half lotus poses aren't necessary unless they suit your body. For most people, simply crossing your legs loosely or kneeling on a cushion works beautifully. If you're using a chair, plant your feet firmly on the ground, hip width apart. Lying down is another option, especially if sitting causes pain or discomfort. Just be mindful that lying flat can sometimes make you sleepy, so prop yourself up with pillows if needed. Now let's talk about comfort. Meditation should never hurt. Yes, there may be moments of mild discomfort as your body adjusts to unfamiliar positions, but sharp pain is a signal to stop and reassess. Discomfort often arises because we're holding tension unintentionally. For example, gripping your toes, tightening your fists, or stiffening your neck can all contribute to unease. Regularly, check in with your body during meditation, scanning for areas of tightness and inviting them to relax. One helpful tip is to start small. If you're new to meditation, begin with shorter sessions, 5 or 10 minutes, and gradually increase the duration as your body adapts. Over time, your muscles will strengthen and loosen, making longer sits more manageable. Stretching before meditating can also help prepare your body. Gentle yoga poses like child's pose, cat-cow stretch, or seated forward folds can release tension in your hips, back and hamstrings, which are often tight after hours of sitting at desks or driving cars. What if you have physical limitations? Don't worry, meditation is adaptable. Chronic pain, injuries or mobility issues don't have to prevent you from practicing. Listen to your body and modify accordingly. Use props like bolsters, blankets, or ergonomic chairs to support your frame. If sitting upright is impossible, reclining works just fine. Remember, the goal isn't to achieve some idealized posture. It's to cultivate awareness and presence, no matter how you're positioned. Here's a personal story. When I first began meditating, I was determined to sit cross-legged on the floor, convinced it was the correct way. But my hips were incredibly tight, and within minutes, I'd feel pins and needles shooting through my legs. Frustrated, I almost gave up. Then I discovered meditation cushions which elevated my hips and relieved the pressure. Later, I realized I could meditate just as effectively in a chair or even lying down. That flexibility transformed my practice, reminding me that meditation is about connection, not conformity. Another aspect of posture worth mentioning is its psychological impact. Sitting upright signals confidence and readiness to engage with the present moment. It sends a message to your subconscious, I am here, I am ready. Conversely, slumping or collapsing inward might reinforce feelings of defeat or disengagement. While these effects are subtle, they accumulate over time, shaping your overall experience of meditation. For those who struggle with fidgeting or restlessness, grounding techniques can help stabilize your posture. Focus on the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you, the weight of your sit bones pressing into the cushion, the soles of your feet resting on the floor. Feel rooted like a tree whose roots anchor it firmly to the earth. This sense of grounding can calm nervous energy and bring you back to the present moment. Breath plays a crucial role in maintaining posture too. As you inhale, imagine your spine lengthening slightly. As you exhale, allow any residual tension to dissolve. Breathing deeply and steadily not only oxygenates your brain but also supports postural integrity. Notice how each breath flows effortlessly, carrying you deeper into relaxation. It's important to acknowledge that posture evolves over time. What feels comfortable today might change tomorrow as your body grows stronger or adapts to new challenges. Be patient with yourself. There's no rush to master anything. Posture, like meditation itself, is a lifelong practice. Celebrate progress, however small, and trust that consistency will yield results. As we wrap up this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Good posture provides a stable foundation for meditation, balancing alertness and relaxation. Key elements include a straight spine, relaxed shoulders, a soft jaw, and grounded feet or legs. Comfort is paramount. If something hurts, adjust accordingly. Physical limitations? No problem. Meditation is flexible and inclusive, welcoming everyone regardless of ability. And remember, posture isn't just physical. It shapes your mental state, fostering clarity and confidence. In the next chapter, we'll dive into breath awareness, one of the simplest yet most powerful tools in meditation. We'll learn how to use your breath as an anchor to the present moment, cultivating calm and focus with every inhale and exhale. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your posture. How do you typically sit? Are there adjustments you'd like to try? Approach this exploration with curiosity and kindness, knowing that every step brings you closer to a fulfilling practice. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Until next time, may your posture support your path. Chapter 5. Breath Awareness, the Gateway to Presence. Welcome to Chapter 5. Breath Awareness, the Gateway to Presence. In this chapter, we'll explore one of the most fundamental aspects of meditation, focusing on your breath. Your breath is always with you. It's constant, reliable, and free. It's also a powerful anchor that can guide you back to the present moment whenever your mind wanders. Let's dive deep into how breath awareness works, why it matters, and how you can use it to cultivate calm, clarity, and connection. Let's begin by acknowledging something simple yet profound. Breathing is life. From the moment we're born until our final exhale, our breath sustains us. Yet, despite its importance, most of us rarely pay attention to it. We breathe automatically without conscious effort, often taking it for granted. Meditation invites us to shift this dynamic, to bring mindful awareness to each inhale and exhale, transforming an ordinary act into a transformative practice. At its core, breath awareness is about observing your breath, not trying to control it, but simply noticing its rhythm, texture, and flow. When you focus on your breath, you create a bridge between your body and mind, grounding yourself in the here and now. This is especially helpful when your thoughts feel scattered or overwhelming. Instead of getting caught up in mental chatter, you can return to the steady, reassuring presence of your breath. Why does the breath serve as such a potent focal point? For starters, it's inherently calming. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and reduces stress. Even if you're feeling anxious or restless, consciously slowing your breath can help restore balance. Additionally, the breath is neutral. It doesn't carry emotional baggage like certain thoughts or memories might. This makes it an ideal object of meditation, allowing you to observe without judgment. Now, let's break down how to practice breath awareness step by step. Find a comfortable seated position or lie down if that feels better for you. Close your eyes softly or lower your gaze, whichever helps you feel more centered. Begin by taking a few natural breaths, letting your body settle into stillness. Don't try to change anything, just notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. Is it cool as you inhale, warm as you exhale? Pay attention to these subtle details. Next, deepen your awareness by following the path of your breath through your body. Feel your abdomen rise gently with each inhale and fall with each exhale. Notice how your chest expands slightly, your ribs widen, and your shoulders relax. If it helps, place one hand on your belly and the other on your heart. This tactile feedback can make the experience more vivid and grounding. As you continue observing your breath, resist the urge to manipulate it. There's no need to force it to be slower, deeper, or better than it already is. Simply allow it to unfold naturally, trusting that your body knows exactly what it needs. Sometimes your breath will feel smooth and rhythmic, other times it might feel shallow or uneven. Both are okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. Of course, distractions will inevitably arise. Your mind will wander, perhaps to worries about the future, regrets about the past, or random musings about lunch. This is completely normal. In fact, it's part of the process. Each time you notice your attention drifting away from your breath, gently bring it back. Think of it like training a puppy. Every time the puppy runs off, you call it back with kindness and patience. Over time, the puppy learns to stay closer. Your mind works in much the same way. To reinforce this practice, let's talk about some common challenges people face during breath awareness and how to navigate them. One frequent obstacle is frustration, especially when the mind seems impossibly busy. You might think, I'm not doing this right, or this isn't working. But remember, meditation isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about noticing them without attachment. Every time you return to your breath, you're strengthening your ability to focus and remain present. Progress happens incrementally, often beneath the surface where you can't immediately see it. Another challenge is boredom. Focusing on your breath for extended periods can feel monotonous, particularly if you're new to meditation. To counteract this, experiment with different techniques to keep your practice engaging. For example, count your breaths silently. Inhale 1, exhale 2, up to 10, then start over. Or visualize your breath as light filling your body with each inhale and releasing tension with each exhale. These variations can add depth and interest to your sessions. What about physical sensations that accompany breathing? Some people notice tingling in their nose, tightness in their chest, or even slight discomfort in their throat. These sensations are normal and often temporary. Rather than resisting them, acknowledge them with curiosity. Ask yourself, what does this sensation feel like? Does it change as I continue breathing? Approaching these experiences with openness can teach you valuable lessons about impermanence, the understanding that everything, including discomfort, eventually passes. Breath awareness isn't limited to formal meditation. You can integrate it into daily life by practicing mindful breathing throughout the day. For instance, take 3 deliberate breaths before responding to a challenging email, stepping into a meeting, or starting a meal. Use your breath as a reset button whenever you feel overwhelmed or disconnected. Over time, this habit will train your nervous system to respond to stress with greater ease and resilience. Let me share a personal story about my own journey with breath awareness. Early on, I struggled with impatience. I wanted results quickly, calmer nerves, sharper focus, clearer insights, but progress felt frustratingly slow. Then I realized that I was approaching meditation as a means to an end, rather than an end in itself. Once I shifted my mindset and began treating each breath as a sacred moment worth savoring, everything changed. My practice became less about fixing myself and more about appreciating the beauty of simply being alive. That shift transformed not only my meditation sessions, but also my relationship with everyday challenges. Breath awareness also has profound implications beyond individual well-being. By cultivating mindfulness through breath, we develop greater attunement to ourselves and others. We learn to pause before reacting impulsively, listen more deeply, and empathize more fully. These qualities ripple outward, fostering healthier relationships, stronger communities, and a more compassionate world. For those interested in exploring breath-based practices further, consider incorporating pranayama, a yogic tradition focused on controlled breathing, into your routine. Techniques like alternate nostril breathing, box breathing, or belly breathing can enhance relaxation, boost energy, and balance emotions. While these methods require more structure than basic breath awareness, they offer additional tools for managing stress and enhancing vitality. Finally, trust that your breath is always available to you no matter where you are or what you're facing. Whether you're stuck in traffic, lying awake at night, or navigating a difficult conversation, returning to your breath can provide instant relief and perspective. It's like having a best friend who never leaves your side, a source of comfort and stability in an ever-changing world. As we conclude this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Breath awareness is a cornerstone of meditation, offering a simple yet profound way to connect with the present moment. By observing your breath without judgment, you cultivate calm, clarity, and focus. Challenges like distraction and boredom are normal, but they're opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. And perhaps most importantly, your breath is a lifelong companion, ready to support you whenever you need it. In the next chapter, we'll transition from formal meditation to mindfulness in daily life. We'll explore how to bring full attention to everyday activities, turning mundane moments into opportunities for joy and connection. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your breath. How does it feel to tune into this vital, life-giving force? Allow yourself to appreciate its simplicity and power. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, may your breath guide you home. Chapter 6. Mindfulness in Daily Life. Welcome to Chapter 6. Mindfulness in Daily Life. So far, we've explored meditation as a dedicated practice, a time set aside to sit quietly and focus inward. But here's the exciting truth. Mindfulness isn't confined to your cushion or chair. It's a way of being that you can weave into every moment of your day. In this chapter, we'll discover how to bring mindful awareness to ordinary activities, transforming them into opportunities for presence, joy, and connection. Let's dive in. Let's start with a simple question. What does it mean to live mindfully? At its heart, mindfulness is about paying attention on purpose in the present moment and without judgment. While formal meditation lays the groundwork for cultivating this skill, mindfulness truly shines when applied to daily life. It's about waking up to the richness of each experience, whether you're eating breakfast, commuting to work, or brushing your teeth. Instead of rushing through tasks on autopilot, you learn to savor the textures, sounds, smells, and sensations that make life vibrant. Why bother bringing mindfulness into everyday moments? The benefits are profound. For one, it reduces stress by pulling you out of the whirlwind of thoughts about the past or future and anchoring you in the now. When you're fully engaged in what you're doing, there's no room for worry or regret. They simply dissolve. Secondly, mindfulness enhances appreciation. By slowing down and noticing the small wonders around you, you cultivate gratitude and contentment. Finally, it improves relationships. When you listen deeply, speak thoughtfully, and act with intention, you connect more authentically with others. Now, let's explore practical ways to infuse mindfulness into various aspects of your day. We'll cover common activities like eating, walking, and working, but feel free to adapt these ideas to suit your unique routine. Eating mindfully. Eating is one of the most overlooked opportunities for mindfulness. How often do we eat while scrolling through our phones, watching TV, or rushing between meetings? When we multitask during meals, we miss the flavors, aromas, and textures that nourish us, not just physically, but emotionally. To eat mindfully, begin by setting aside distractions. Turn off screens, put away books, and create a peaceful environment. Before taking your first bite, pause to express gratitude for the food itself, the people who prepared it, and the earth that provided it. Then, engage all your senses. Notice the colors on your plate, the aroma wafting upward, the sound of utensils clinking against the dish. Take small bites, chewing slowly and thoroughly. Pay attention to how the food feels in your mouth, the temperature, texture, and taste, and how it changes as you chew. This not only enhances digestion, but also deepens your enjoyment of the meal. If you're short on time, even a single mindful bite can reset your perspective. Try this exercise. Hold a piece of fruit, like an apple slice, in your hand. Examine it closely, the ridges, the shine, the subtle variations in color. Bring it to your nose and inhale its fragrance. As you take a bite, notice the burst of flavor and the juiciness spreading across your tongue. Savor it fully before swallowing. Even this brief moment of mindfulness can shift your energy and remind you to slow down. Walking mindfully. Walking is another activity ripe for mindfulness. Whether you're strolling through a park, pacing during a phone call, or simply moving from one room to another, walking offers countless chances to reconnect with the present moment. To walk mindfully, start by standing still for a moment. Feel the soles of your feet pressing into the ground. Wiggle your toes slightly to awaken sensation. Begin walking at a natural pace, but pay close attention to the mechanics of each step. Notice how your heel strikes the ground first, followed by the ball of your foot and then your toes. Feel the gentle sway of your body as you move forward. If you're outdoors, tune into the sights, sounds, and smells around you, the rustling leaves, chirping birds, fresh air. If you're indoors or pressed for time, you can still practice walking meditation in place. Stand tall, lift one foot slowly, and place it down again with intention. Alternate feet, focusing on the rhythm and sensation of movement. Walking mindfully doesn't require extra time. It simply invites you to be fully present in an action you already perform multiple times a day. Working mindfully. Work might seem like the last place you'd associate with mindfulness, especially if your job involves tight deadlines or high pressure. Yet, bringing mindfulness to work can transform how you approach tasks and interact with colleagues. Start by setting intentions at the beginning of your day. Ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to bring to my work today? How can I stay focused and compassionate, even during challenging moments? Throughout the day, check in with yourself periodically. Are you holding tension in your shoulders? Is your breath shallow? Pause for a few mindful breaths to recalibrate. When tackling projects, break them into smaller steps and give each step your full attention. Multitasking might feel efficient, but it actually dilutes your focus and increases stress. Instead, immerse yourself completely in one task at a time. For example, if you're writing an email, resist the urge to skim social media or glance at notifications. Write deliberately, choosing words carefully and reviewing your message thoroughly before sending. Mindful communication is equally important. Before speaking, take a moment to consider your tone and intent. Listen actively to others, resisting the impulse to interrupt or plan your response while they're talking. These small acts of presence foster trust and collaboration, improving both productivity and morale. Household chores as meditation. Even mundane chores can become meditative practices when approached with mindfulness. Washing dishes, folding laundry, or sweeping floors may not sound glamorous, but they offer valuable opportunities to anchor yourself in the present. Take washing dishes, for instance. Instead of viewing it as a chore, see it as a ritual. Feel the warmth of the water on your hands, the slipperiness of soap suds, the weight of each dish as you rinse and dry it. Notice the play of light on wet surfaces and the satisfaction of seeing clean plates stacked neatly. Folding laundry, pay attention to the softness of fabric, the precision of matching socks, and the rhythmic motion of smoothing wrinkles. These activities, though repetitive, can be surprisingly soothing when done mindfully. The same principle applies to showering, brushing your teeth, or making your bed. Each task becomes a form of self-care, an act of kindness toward yourself and your surroundings. Over time, you'll find that mindfulness transforms chores into moments of peace and fulfillment, handling difficult moments mindfully. Of course, life isn't always smooth sailing. Stressful situations, traffic jams, arguments, missed deadlines are inevitable. Mindfulness won't eliminate these challenges, but it will equip you to handle them with greater grace and resilience. When faced with difficulty, pause and take a few deep breaths. Acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Are you feeling angry, anxious, frustrated? Naming your feelings can help diffuse their intensity. Then ask yourself, what's within my control right now? Focus on actionable steps rather than spinning in circles of worry. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic. Instead of fuming at the delay, use the opportunity to practice mindfulness. Feel the steering wheel beneath your hands, notice the hum of the engine, observe the changing colors of the sky outside your window. Remind yourself that frustration won't change the situation, it only robs you of peace in the meantime. Similarly, when conflicts arise, mindfulness helps you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Before saying something hurtful, pause and breathe. Consider the other person's perspective, even if you disagree. Speaking from a place of calm and compassion diffuses tension and fosters understanding. The ripple effect of mindfulness. What makes mindfulness so powerful is its ripple effect. When you practice being present in small, everyday moments, those qualities spill over into larger areas of your life. You become less reactive, more patient, and better equipped to navigate uncertainty. Relationships deepen because you show up fully, not distracted or preoccupied. Creativity flourishes because you approach problems with curiosity rather than rigidity. And happiness grows because you learn to find joy in the ordinary. Let me share a story about how mindfulness transformed my mornings. For years, I dreaded waking up early. My alarm would go off and I'd groggily scroll through my phone, already feeling behind schedule. One day, I decided to experiment with mindful mornings. I started by leaving my phone out of reach overnight. When the alarm rang, I took 3 deliberate breaths before getting out of bed. Then I brewed a cup of tea and savoured it slowly, watching the steam rise and enjoying the warmth spreading through my body. Those 15 minutes of mindfulness set a positive tone for the rest of my day. Tasks felt lighter, interactions felt richer, and I carried a sense of calm that lasted long after the tea was gone. As we wrap up this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Mindfulness in daily life means bringing full attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, working, or folding laundry. It reduces stress, enhances appreciation, and strengthens relationships. Challenges are inevitable, but mindfulness equips you to face them with clarity and compassion. Most importantly, mindfulness isn't something you do occasionally. It's a way of living that enriches every aspect of your existence. In the next chapter, we'll explore loving-kindness meditation, a beautiful practice for cultivating compassion for yourself and others. But for now, take a moment to reflect on how mindfulness might fit into your daily routine. What activities could you approach more intentionally? How might slowing down and tuning in change your experience of life? Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, may each moment remind you of the gift of presence. Chapter 7. Loving Kindness Practice. Welcome to Chapter 7. Loving Kindness Practiced. In this chapter, we'll explore one of the most heartwarming and transformative meditation techniques, loving kindness, also known as metta in Buddhist tradition. This practice is about cultivating compassion for yourself, for others, and even for those you find challenging. It's a powerful way to soften your heart, expand your capacity for kindness, and foster deeper connections with the world around you. Let's dive in. At its core, loving kindness meditation is about generating feelings of goodwill and warmth toward all beings. The word metta translates to unconditional love or friendliness, a type of love that isn't dependent on conditions or outcomes. Unlike romantic love or attachment, which can sometimes be tinged with expectation or desire, metta is pure, boundless, and inclusive. It's a reminder that every living being desires happiness and freedom from suffering, just as you do. Why practice loving kindness? For starters, it counteracts negativity. In our fast-paced, often critical world, it's easy to fall into patterns of judgment, resentment, or self-criticism. Loving kindness meditation helps dissolve these barriers, replacing them with openness and empathy. Studies show that regular practice increases positive emotions, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. Beyond personal benefits, it also strengthens social bonds. When you radiate kindness, it inspires reciprocity, creating a ripple effect that touches everyone you encounter. Now let's break down how to practice loving kindness meditation step by step. Like any skill, it takes time and patience to develop, but the rewards are deeply fulfilling. Here's how to get started. Step 1. Settle into stillness. Begin by finding a comfortable seated position, either on a cushion, chair, or even lying down if that feels better for you. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Feel your body relax with each exhale, letting go of tension and distractions. Allow your mind to settle into stillness, creating space for the practice ahead. Step 2. Offer kindness to yourself. The first person you direct loving kindness toward is, you guessed it, yourself. This might feel strange at first, especially if you're accustomed to being hard on yourself. But remember, self-compassion is the foundation of compassion for others. Without nurturing your own heart, it's difficult to extend genuine care to those around you. Silently repeat phrases like these, directing them inward. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be safe and protected. Feel free to adapt the words to suit your needs. What matters most is the intention behind them, not the exact phrasing. As you recite the phrases, imagine sending waves of warmth and kindness to yourself. Picture a soft light filling your chest, expanding outward with each repetition. Don't worry if you don't immediately feel anything. Simply planting the seeds of compassion is enough. Step 3. Extend kindness to loved ones. Once you've spent a few minutes offering loving kindness to yourself, shift your focus to someone you care about deeply, a family member, friend, mentor, or pet. Picture their face clearly in your mind's eye. Visualize them smiling warmly, radiating joy and peace. Then silently send them the same wishes you offered yourself. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May you be safe and protected. Notice how it feels to direct kindness outward. Does your heart soften? Do you sense a connection forming between you and this person? Even if they're far away or no longer in your life, know that your thoughts of goodwill reach them energetically. Step 4. Include neutral people. Next, broaden your circle of compassion to include neutral individuals, people you encounter regularly but don't have strong feelings toward, such as a cashier, co-worker, or neighbor. These are the folks who drift through your daily life without much acknowledgement. By including them in your practice, you cultivate awareness and appreciation for their humanity. Repeat the same phrases, visualizing their faces and imagining them surrounded by light and warmth. Notice how extending kindness to strangers expands your perspective, reminding you of our shared interconnectedness. Step 5. Challenge yourself with difficult people. This step can be challenging, but it's where the real growth happens. Think of someone who has caused you pain or frustration, someone whose actions may have hurt you or tested your patience. It could be a former partner, a difficult colleague, or even someone whose behavior triggered anger or sadness. Before you dismiss the idea, remember that loving kindness doesn't mean condoning harmful actions or excusing wrongdoing. Instead, it's about recognizing that everyone suffers, and that suffering often drives unskillful behavior. By wishing them well, you release resentment and free yourself from the burden of carrying grudges. Silently offer them the same phrases. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May you be safe and protected. If this feels too overwhelming, start small. Begin by acknowledging their humanity, the fact that they too want to be happy and avoid suffering. Over time, your heart will soften, making forgiveness and understanding more accessible. Step 6. Expand to all beings. Finally, widen your scope to include all sentient beings, humans, animals, plants, and ecosystems. Imagine your wishes rippling outward like waves, touching every corner of the earth. Repeat the phrases universally. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. May all beings be safe and protected. Feel the vastness of your intentions, knowing that your practice contributes to a collective field of compassion. While you may never see the direct impact, trust that your efforts matter. Every act of kindness, no matter how subtle, makes the world a little brighter. Common challenges and how to navigate them. Like any meditation technique, loving kindness comes with its own set of challenges. Here are a few common ones and strategies for working through them. Difficulty feeling. Compassion. Sometimes it's hard to access feelings of warmth, especially when focusing on difficult people. That's okay. Start with easier subjects, like yourself or loved ones, and gradually build up to harder ones. Remember, the goal isn't to force emotions, but to plant seeds of goodwill. Over time, they'll bloom naturally. Resistance or skepticism. If you're skeptical about whether loving kindness works, lean into curiosity rather than doubt. Treat it as an experiment. Commit to practicing consistently for a week or two, observing how it affects your mood, relationships, and outlook. chances are you'll notice shifts, however subtle. Emotional release. Loving kindness can stir up buried emotions, sadness, grief, or even guilt. These responses are normal and indicate that your heart is opening. Be gentle with yourself during these moments. Allow the feelings to flow without clinging to or suppressing them. Wandering mind. Just like in breath awareness, your mind will wander during loving kindness meditation. When you notice this happening, gently guide your attention back to the phrases and visualizations. Each return reinforces your ability to stay present. Real-life applications of loving kindness. While formal practice is valuable, the true magic of loving kindness lies in its integration into daily life. Here are some ways to bring it off the cushion. In conversations. Before speaking, pause and ask yourself, am I coming from a place of kindness? Could my words uplift or harm? Choosing thoughtful language fosters harmony and mutual respect. During conflict. When tensions arise, silently wish the other person well. This simple act can diffuse anger and create space for resolution. Random acts of kindness. Use your practice as inspiration to perform small acts of generosity, holding the door for someone, leaving a kind note, or simply smiling at a stranger. These gestures ripple outward, spreading positivity. Self-care. Extend loving kindness to yourself throughout the day. When you make a mistake or feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, I am doing my best. May I be patient and compassionate with myself. A personal story about loving kindness. Let me share a story about how loving kindness transformed my relationship with a difficult co-worker. Early in my career, I worked closely with someone whose communication style clashed with mine. They were blunt, critical, and often dismissive, which left me feeling frustrated and defensive. One day, after a particularly tense interaction, I decided to try loving kindness meditation. At first, it felt awkward, even absurd, to wish them happiness. But over time, something shifted. I began seeing glimpses of vulnerability beneath their tough exterior. My resentment softened, replaced by curiosity and empathy. Eventually, we developed a respectful, collaborative dynamic. Looking back, I realized that the change started within me through the power of loving kindness. The science behind loving kindness. Research supports the profound impact of loving kindness meditation. Studies show that it increases activity in brain regions associated with empathy and emotional regulation while reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression. Participants report higher levels of life satisfaction, improved sleep quality, and greater resilience in the face of adversity. Physiologically, it lowers cortisol levels, boosts immune function, and promotes cardiovascular health. Simply put, loving kindness isn't just good for your soul, it's good for your body too. Expanding your practice. If you're drawn to loving kindness, consider exploring related practices like Tonglen, a Tibetan Buddhist technique involving breathing in suffering and breathing out relief, or gratitude journaling. Both complement loving kindness beautifully, deepening your capacity for compassion and appreciation. Closing reflections. As we conclude this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Loving kindness meditation is a practice of cultivating compassion for yourself, loved ones, neutral individuals, difficult people, and ultimately all beings. It counters negativity, fosters connection, and enhances well-being. Challenges like resistance or emotional release are normal, but persistence yields transformation. And perhaps most importantly, loving kindness extends beyond formal practice, enriching your interactions and shaping your worldview. In the next chapter, we'll tackle another essential topic. Dealing with challenges in meditation, we'll explore common obstacles like restlessness, boredom, and self-doubt, and how to navigate them with grace and perseverance. But for now, take a moment to reflect on the power of compassion. How might offering loving kindness to yourself and others shift your experience of life? Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, may your heart remain open. Chapter 8. Dealing with Challenges. Welcome to Chapter 8. Dealing with Challenges. If you've been practicing meditation for any length of time, or even if you're just starting, you've likely encountered moments of difficulty. Restlessness, boredom, doubt, frustration, these are all part of the journey. In this chapter, we'll explore the common challenges that arise in meditation, why they happen, and how to navigate them with patience and compassion. Remember, every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and you're not alone in facing them. Let's dive in. Let's begin by acknowledging something important. Meditation isn't always easy. It's natural to expect that sitting quietly will bring immediate peace or clarity, but often the opposite occurs, at least at first. When you slow down and turn inward, you might uncover layers of tension, distraction, or discomfort that have been lurking beneath the surface. This doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, it means you're paying attention. And while this can feel discouraging, it's actually a sign of progress. You're beginning to see your mind more clearly, which is the first step toward transformation. Now let's break down some of the most common challenges people face during meditation and discuss practical strategies for working through them. Challenge 1: restlessness and fidgeting. One of the earliest hurdles many meditators encounter is restlessness. Your body feels antsy, your mind races, and staying still seems impossible. Maybe you adjust your posture repeatedly, scratch imaginary itches, or find yourself wanting to get up and do something productive. Restlessness is normal, especially in our fast-paced world where constant movement has become the norm. The key is to meet this energy with kindness rather than resistance. Instead of fighting against restlessness, acknowledge it without judgment. Say to yourself, here's restlessness. That's okay. Then gently refocus on your breath or another anchor. If physical discomfort contributes to your restlessness, check your posture. Are you slouching, tensing your shoulders? Experiment with small adjustments to create a sense of ease. You might also try incorporating mindful movement before meditating. Stretching, yoga, or even a short walk can help release pent-up energy. Over time, restlessness tends to settle as your nervous system learns to relax. Trust that each session plants seeds of calm, even if you don't notice immediate results. Challenge 2: boredom and impatience. Another frequent challenge is boredom. Sitting quietly and focusing on your breath might seem monotonous, particularly if you're used to constant stimulation from screens, social media, or multitasking. Thoughts like, "This is boring," or "I should be doing something else," can creep in, tempting you to abandon your practice altogether. Here's the truth. Boredom isn't the enemy, it's an invitation to go deeper. Rather than resisting it, lean into the experience. Ask yourself, what does boredom feel like in my body? Is there a heaviness in my chest, a dullness in my mind? Investigating boredom with curiosity transforms it from a barrier into a doorway to insight. To keep things engaging, experiment with different techniques. Try counting your breaths, visualizing light flowing through your body, or practicing loving-kindness meditation. Variety keeps your practice fresh and prevents stagnation. Impatience often goes hand in hand with boredom. You might wonder, why isn't this working yet, or when will I feel calmer? Meditation teaches us to embrace uncertainty and let go of expectations. Progress happens gradually, often imperceptibly. Celebrate small victories, like returning to your breath after distraction, and trust that consistency yields results over time. Challenge 3: distractions and wandering thoughts. Perhaps the most universal challenge is dealing with distractions. Your mind drifts to unfinished tasks, past conversations, or future worries. Before you know it, 5 minutes have passed, and you realize you haven't focused on your meditation at all. First, take heart. Wandering thoughts aren't a failure, they're proof that you're human. The mind naturally generates thoughts, just as the heart beats or the lungs breathe. The goal isn't to stop thinking, but to notice when your attention strays and gently bring it back to your focal point, whether that's your breath, a mantra, or a visualization. Think of your thoughts as clouds passing across the sky. They come and go, but the sky remains vast and unchanged. Similarly, Your awareness is the spacious container that holds everything, the thoughts, the distractions, the sensations. Each time you return to your anchor, you strengthen your ability to focus and remain present. If external distractions are an issue, like noise from neighbors or pets, consider using earplugs, white noise machines, or guided meditations to block out interruptions. Alternatively, view these distractions as part of the practice. Can you observe the sound without reacting? Can you let it exist without pulling your attention away? This attitude of acceptance builds resilience both on and off the cushion. Challenge 4. Emotional discomfort. Sometimes meditation stirs up emotions you weren't expecting: sadness, anger, grief, or anxiety. These feelings can feel overwhelming, especially if you're unprepared for them. It's helpful to understand that suppressed emotions often rise to the surface when we create space for introspection. Meditation acts as a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves we may have ignored or avoided. While this process can be uncomfortable, it's incredibly healing. By shining light on hidden pain, we give ourselves permission to process and release it. If strong emotions arise during meditation, allow yourself to feel them fully without judgment. Name the emotions silently. This is sadness, this is fear, and locate it in your body. Does it feel heavy in your chest, tight in your throat? Observing emotions physically helps create distance, making them easier to manage. After your session, journaling or talking to a trusted friend can provide additional outlets for processing. Be gentle with yourself during this phase. Healing takes time, and meditation creates the conditions for it to unfold naturally. Challenge 5. Self-doubt and comparison. Many beginners struggle with self-doubt, wondering if they're doing it right or comparing their practice to others. Social media doesn't help. You see influencers boasting about hours-long sits or achieving enlightenment, leaving us feeling inadequate. Here's the reality. There's no right way to meditate. Everyone's journey is unique, shaped by their personality, circumstances, and intentions. Comparing yourself to others only fuels dissatisfaction and undermines your confidence. Instead, focus on showing up consistently, however imperfectly. Even 5 minutes of sincere effort counts as success. When self-doubt arises, remind yourself why you started meditating in the first place. Was it to reduce stress, cultivate compassion, find greater clarity? Reconnecting with your original intention can reignite motivation and steer you back on track. Challenge 6. Physical discomfort. For some people, physical discomfort poses a significant hurdle. Tight hips, sore knees, or lower back pain can make sitting still unbearable. If this resonates with you, remember that meditation isn't about enduring suffering. It's about cultivating presence. Experiment with props to support your body. Use cushions to elevate your hips, blankets to pad bony areas, or chairs to relieve pressure on joints. Lying down is perfectly acceptable if sitting causes too much strain. Prioritize comfort so you can focus on your practice rather than your aches. Stretching or doing gentle yoga before meditating can also prepare your body for stillness. Poses like child's pose, seated forward folds, or hip openers release tension and increase flexibility. Over time, your body will adapt, making longer sessions more manageable. Challenge 7. Falling asleep. Falling asleep during meditation is a common issue, especially if you meditate lying down or in the evening. While napping isn't necessarily bad, it detracts from the purpose of meditation, to cultivate wakeful awareness. If drowsiness strikes, try adjusting your posture. Sit upright instead of reclining, or prop yourself up with pillows. Opening your eyes slightly can also help maintain alertness. For those who meditate late at night, consider shifting your practice to earlier in the day when you're more energized. Alternatively, use sleepiness as feedback about your overall well-being. Are you getting enough rest? Could fatigue signal burnout or poor self-care? Addressing underlying issues can improve both your meditation practice and your daily life. Challenge 8. Lack of motivation. Finally, one of the biggest obstacles is simply sticking with it. Life gets busy and meditation can fall by the wayside. How do you stay motivated when enthusiasm wanes? Here are a few tips. Set realistic goals. Start with short sessions, 5 or 10 minutes, and build from there. Consistency matters more than duration. Create rituals. Pair meditation with existing habits, like drinking coffee in the morning or brushing your teeth at night. Anchoring it to routines makes it easier to remember. Track progress. Keep a simple log of your sessions, noting how you feel afterward. Seeing patterns of improvement can boost morale. Join a community. Practicing with others, whether online or in person, provides accountability and encouragement. Embracing imperfection. Ultimately, dealing with challenges comes down to embracing imperfection. Meditation isn't about achieving flawlessness. It's about meeting yourself exactly as you are, with all your quirks, struggles, and strengths. Every moment of difficulty is an opportunity to practice patience, self-compassion, and resilience. Let me share a personal story about navigating challenges. Early in my meditation journey, I became frustrated whenever my mind wandered. I thought I was failing because I couldn't clear my mind. One day, a teacher told me, the practice isn't about stopping thoughts, it's about noticing them kindly. That shift in perspective changed everything. Instead of criticizing myself, I began greeting distractions with curiosity. Slowly, my practice deepened, not because I eliminated obstacles, but because I learned to dance with them. Closing reflections. As we wrap up this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Challenges like restlessness, boredom, distractions, emotional discomfort, self-doubt, physical pain, sleepiness, and lack of motivation are all normal parts of meditation. They arise because we're human, and meditation shines a light on aspects of ourselves we may prefer to ignore. Rather than avoiding or resisting these difficulties, approach them with gentleness and persistence. Each challenge is a stepping stone toward greater awareness and growth. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to build a consistent meditation practice, one that fits seamlessly into your lifestyle and becomes a source of lasting joy and fulfillment. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. What challenges have you faced in meditation? How might you reframe them as opportunities for learning and transformation? Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, may your challenges guide you toward deeper wisdom. Chapter 9, Building a Consistent Practice. Welcome to Chapter 9, Building a Consistent Practice. By now you've learned what meditation is, why it matters, and how to navigate its challenges. But here's the truth. The real magic happens when meditation becomes a consistent part of your life. Not just something you do occasionally, but a habit woven into the fabric of your days. In this chapter, we'll explore how to establish and sustain a regular meditation practice, one that feels sustainable, joyful, and aligned with your unique needs. Let's dive in. Let's start by addressing a common misconception. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't need to meditate for hours every day or never miss a session to reap the benefits. What truly matters is showing up regularly, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. Over time, those small moments add up, creating profound shifts in your mind, body, and spirit. Think of meditation like watering a plant. A little attention each day keeps it thriving, while neglect, even unintentional, can stunt its growth. Now, let's break down how to build a consistent practice step by step. These strategies are designed to make meditation feel less like a chore and more like a cherished ritual, a gift you give yourself each day. Step 1, start small and be realistic. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is aiming too high. They commit to meditating for 30 minutes daily only to burn out after a week. Instead, start small. 5 minutes a day is enough to lay the foundation. Once that feels manageable, gradually increase the duration to 10, 15, or 20 minutes. The key is to find a length that fits comfortably into your schedule without overwhelming you. Why does starting small work so well? For one, it reduces resistance. When you tell yourself, I only have to sit for 5 minutes, it feels achievable, even on busy or stressful days. Secondly, shorter sessions help you build momentum. Completing a 5-minute meditation gives you a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing your commitment to return tomorrow. Step 2, choose a specific time and place. Consistency thrives on routine. Just as brushing your teeth or eating breakfast happens at roughly the same time each day, meditation benefits from predictability. Decide when and where you'll meditate and stick to it as much as possible. For many people, mornings are ideal. Starting your day with meditation sets a positive tone, helping you approach challenges with greater calm and clarity. If mornings don't suit you, try meditating during lunch breaks, after work, or before bed. The best time is whatever works for your lifestyle, not what someone else recommends. Similarly, choose a dedicated space for your practice. We discussed setting up your meditation area in Chapter 3, but even a simple corner of your home can become sacred with repetition. Returning to the same spot signals to your brain that it's time to slow down and focus inward. Step 3. Pair meditation with existing habits. Habits are powerful because they piggyback on existing routines. To integrate meditation seamlessly, link it to activities you already do consistently. For example, meditate right after waking up before checking your phone. Practice while drinking your morning coffee or tea. Take a few mindful breaths before meals or during commutes. End your day with a short meditation before bed. These anchors create automatic triggers, making it easier to remember and prioritize your practice. Over time, meditation will feel as natural as brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. Step 4. Set clear intentions. Intentions provide direction and motivation. Before beginning your meditation journey or anytime you feel stuck, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What do I hope to gain? Your reasons might include reducing stress, improving focus, fostering compassion, or simply taking better care of yourself. Whatever they are, write them down and revisit them often. When challenges arise, and they will, your intentions serve as reminders of why you started. On tough days, remind yourself, I'm meditating to cultivate peace, or this practice helps me show up fully for my loved ones. Connecting to your deeper purpose strengthens your resolve. Step 5. Track your progress. Tracking progress isn't about obsessing over results, it's about celebrating small wins and staying accountable. Keep a simple journal or use an app to log your sessions. Note the date, duration, and how you felt afterward. For example, Day 1, 5 minutes, felt restless but finished. Day 7, 10 minutes, noticed, calmer breathing. Day 14, 12 minutes, felt grounded and focused. Seeing your streak grow can be incredibly motivating. Plus, reviewing past entries reveals patterns and insights. Maybe you notice that meditating in the morning makes you more productive, or that certain techniques resonate more deeply than others. Use this information to refine your practice. Step 6. Embrace flexibility. While consistency is important, rigidity can backfire. Life is unpredictable and some days won't go according to plan. If you miss a session, don't beat yourself up. It happens to everyone. Instead, treat it as a learning opportunity. Ask yourself, what got in the way? How can I adjust my approach to prevent it from happening again? Flexibility also means adapting your practice to fit your mood or circumstances. Some days you might crave silence. Other days, guided meditations or movement-based practices like yoga feel more nourishing. Trust your intuition and honor what your body and mind need in the moment. Step 7. Create accountability. Accountability boosts motivation and reinforces commitment. Share your goals with a friend, family member, or online community. Knowing someone else is cheering you on can inspire you to stay on track. If you prefer structured support, consider joining a meditation group or class. Many communities offer free or low-cost options both in person and virtually. Practicing alongside others fosters connection and deepens your experience. Alternatively, set up rewards for reaching milestones. For instance, treat yourself to a favorite snack, book, or activity after completing 7 consecutive days of meditation. Positive reinforcement strengthens habits over time. Step 8. Reframe missed sessions. What if you skip a day, or several? First, let go of guilt. Missing a session doesn't erase your progress or mean you failed. Meditation is cumulative. Every moment counts, regardless of gaps. Instead of dwelling on what didn't happen, refocus on what you can control, returning to your practice today. To minimize missed sessions, anticipate obstacles ahead of time. For example, if mornings are rushed, meditate at night instead. If travel disrupts your routine, bring portable tools like earbuds for guided meditations or a compact cushion. If energy dips midday, experiment with shorter sessions or mindful breaks throughout the day. Anticipating challenges empowers you to adapt proactively rather than reactively. Step 9. Celebrate non-meditation wins. Meditation extends beyond formal practice. Anytime you bring mindfulness to daily activities, eating, walking, listening, you're reinforcing your skills. Celebrate these mini meditations as victories. Did you pause and breathe before responding to a difficult email? That's mindfulness in action. Notice the taste of your food more fully during dinner. Another win. Recognizing these moments reminds you that meditation isn't confined to your cushion. It's a living, breathing practice that enriches every aspect of your life. Step 10. Trust the process. Finally, trust that consistency yields results, even if they're not immediately visible. Meditation is like planting seeds in a garden. At first, nothing seems to change, but beneath the surface, roots are growing, preparing for future blooms. Over weeks, months, and years, you'll notice subtle yet profound shifts, greater patience, sharper focus, deeper compassion, and a quieter mind. Let me share a story about building consistency. When I first committed to daily meditation, I struggled to stick with it. Some days I'd skip entirely. Other days I'd rush through it half-heartedly. Then I decided to reframe my mindset. Instead of focusing on quantity, I prioritized quality. Even on hectic days, I promised myself just 3 mindful breaths. Surprisingly, those brief pauses sparked curiosity. Gradually, my sessions grew longer, not out of obligation, but because I genuinely enjoyed them. Today, missing a session feels unusual, not because I force myself, but because meditation has become a source of joy and stability. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Even with the best intentions, pitfalls can derail consistency. Here are a few to watch for. Overcommitment. Setting unrealistic goals leads to frustration and burnout. Start small and expand gradually. Perfectionism. Believing you must meditate flawlessly discourages effort. Accept imperfection as part of the process. Lack of variety. Sticking rigidly to one technique grows stale. Mix it up with different styles, breath awareness, loving kindness, body scans to keep things fresh. Ignoring self-care. Skipping sleep, hydration, or nutrition undermines your ability to meditate effectively. Prioritize overall well-being. The ripple effects of consistency. A consistent meditation practice doesn't just benefit you, it ripples outward, touching everyone around you. As you cultivate calm, clarity, and compassion, those qualities shine through in your interactions. You become a steadier presence for loved ones, a more patient colleague, and a kinder stranger. Moreover, consistency transforms meditation from a task into a sanctuary, a refuge where you can retreat whenever life feels overwhelming. Whether you're celebrating joys or navigating hardships, your practice provides grounding and perspective. Closing reflections. As we conclude this chapter, let's recap what we've covered. Building a consistent meditation practice requires starting small, choosing specific times and places, pairing meditation with existing habits, setting clear intentions, tracking progress, embracing flexibility, creating accountability, reframing missed sessions, celebrating non-meditation wins, and trusting the process. Challenges will arise, but persistence pays off. In the next chapter, we'll celebrate the journey so far by reflecting on progress and exploring how to sustain lifelong growth. But for now, take a moment to envision your ideal practice. How will you weave the meditation into your daily life? What steps can you take today to move closer to that vision? Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, may your commitment deepen with each passing day. Welcome to Chapter 10, Celebrating Progress. We've reached the final chapter of our journey together, a time to pause, reflect, and honor how far you've come. Meditation is not just about the destination, it's about appreciating the steps along the way. In this chapter, we'll explore why celebrating progress matters, how to recognize it in your life, and how to sustain momentum for lifelong growth. Let's begin. Let's start with a simple truth. Every moment you spend meditating is worth celebrating. Whether you've been practicing for weeks, months, or years, each session plants seeds of change, subtle yet powerful shifts that ripple through your mind, body, and relationships. These transformations don't always happen overnight, but they accumulate over time, shaping you into a calmer, clearer, and more compassionate version of yourself. The act of celebration isn't frivolous, it's essential. When we acknowledge our efforts and achievements, no matter how small, we reinforce positive habits and build confidence. Celebration reminds us that progress isn't linear, it's a mosaic of tiny victories, setbacks, and breakthroughs. By focusing on what's working, we cultivate gratitude and resilience, two qualities that fuel continued growth. Now, let's break down how to celebrate your meditation journey step by step. Step 1. Reflect on your starting point. To truly appreciate your progress, take a moment to remember where you began. What inspired you to explore meditation? Were you seeking relief from stress, clarity amidst chaos, or simply curiosity about mindfulness? Revisiting your original intentions can highlight how much has shifted since then. For example, perhaps you started meditating because you felt overwhelmed by anxiety. Now you notice moments of calm during challenging situations, moments that once would have sent you spiraling. Or maybe you began hoping to improve focus at work, and now you find yourself completing tasks with greater ease and efficiency. These changes might seem small, but they're significant markers of growth. If journaling is part of your practice, review past entries to track patterns and insights. Look for evidence of progress, not just in terms of meditation itself, but in how you navigate daily life. Do you respond to conflicts with more patience? Do you savor experiences more fully? Do you carry less guilt or self-criticism? These shifts reflect the broader impact of meditation beyond the cushion. Step 2. Notice subtle changes. Meditation often works quietly beneath the surface, so its effects may not always be obvious. To recognize progress, tune into subtle signs. Emotional resilience. Are you bouncing back from difficulties faster than before? Do emotions feel less overwhelming and more manageable? Physical relaxation. Does your body feel looser, freer, or less tense? Have you noticed improvements in sleep quality or energy levels? Mindful awareness. Are you catching distractions sooner and returning to the present moment more easily? Do everyday activities feel richer and more engaging? Compassionate connections. Are your relationships deepening? Do you listen more attentively, speak more thoughtfully, and empathize more fully? These nuanced changes are proof that meditation is working, even if they don't align with grand expectations. Remember, transformation happens incrementally, like drops of water carving a canyon over centuries. Step 3. Acknowledge challenges. Overcome. Progress isn't just about achievements, it's also about overcoming obstacles. Think back to the challenges we discussed in Chapter 8. Restlessness, boredom, distractions, emotional discomfort, and consider how you've navigated them. Did you learn to sit through restlessness without judgment? Did you reframe boredom as an opportunity for curiosity? Did you meet difficult emotions with compassion instead of avoidance? Each challenge you faced and rose above is a testament to your strength and determination. Meditation teaches us to embrace imperfection and persist despite uncertainty. Every time you return to your practice after frustration or doubt, you demonstrated courage and commitment. Those moments deserve recognition. Step 4. Share your journey. Sharing your meditation journey with others amplifies its impact. Whether you confide in a close friend, write about it online, or join a meditation group, articulating your experiences solidifies your learning and inspires those around you. Hearing someone say, "Your story resonates with me," or "You've motivated me to try meditation," reinforces the value of your efforts. Sharing doesn't mean boasting, it means connecting. It creates space for vulnerability, authenticity, and mutual support. If you're hesitant to share publicly, start small. Tell a loved one how meditation has helped you handle stress or deepen your relationships. Their encouragement will likely motivate you to keep going. Step 5. Reward yourself. Rewards are powerful motivators. While intrinsic satisfaction drives long-term habits, external incentives can boost short-term enthusiasm. Treat yourself to something meaningful after reaching milestones. For instance, completing 7 consecutive days of meditation, enjoy a favorite meal or movie, meditating consistently for 30 days, buy a new book, candle, or piece of art that inspires mindfulness, reaching 6 months of practice. Plan a weekend getaway or indulge in a spa day. Choose rewards that align with your values and priorities. The key is to associate meditation with positivity and joy, reinforcing your desire to continue. Step 6. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude amplifies celebration by shifting your perspective from lack to abundance. Take time to express thanks for the guidance you've received, whether from teachers, books, or online resources, for the tools that support your practice, like cushions, apps, or journals, and for the progress you've made. Consider starting a gratitude journal specifically for your meditation journey. Each entry could include 3 things you're grateful for related to your practice. For example, I'm grateful for the stillness I found today. I'm grateful for the reminder that distractions are normal. I'm grateful for the kindness I showed myself during a tough session. Gratitude transforms challenges into lessons and effort into fulfillment. It reminds you that every step forward is a gift worth cherishing. Step 7. Visualize future growth. While celebrating current progress is vital, visualizing future growth keeps you inspired. Imagine where your meditation practice could lead you in 6 months, a year, or 5 years. Will you deepen your understanding of mindfulness? Explore advanced techniques like visualization or mantra meditation. Teach others what you've learned. Visualization isn't about setting rigid goals, it's about planting possibilities. Picture yourself embodying the qualities you aspire to develop: patience, wisdom, compassion, and trust that your practice will guide you there. Let me share a personal story about celebrating progress. Early in my meditation journey, I struggled to see tangible results. I doubted whether I was doing it right or making any real headway. One day, a teacher suggested keeping a progress jar. Every time I noticed a positive change, no matter how small, I wrote it on a slip of paper and dropped it into the jar. At first, the jar filled slowly, but over time it overflowed with reminders of growth. Reading those slips became a source of motivation during tough times, proving that even incremental progress is worth celebrating. Step 8. Sustain lifelong growth. Celebration isn't the end of the road, it's a checkpoint along a lifelong journey. Meditation evolves as you do, adapting to your changing needs and circumstances. To sustain growth, adopt these practices. Stay curious. Approach meditation with openness and wonder. Experiment with new techniques, traditions, or teachers to keep your practice fresh. Prioritize self-care. Ensure your overall well-being supports your meditation habit. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, exercise, and social connection. Revisit intentions. Periodically reassess why you meditate and what you hope to achieve. Aligning your practice with your evolving goals ensures it remains relevant and fulfilling. Be patient. Growth takes time. Trust that consistency will yield results even if they're invisible in the short term. The ripple effects of celebration. When you celebrate your progress, you inspire others to do the same. Your enthusiasm becomes contagious, encouraging friends, family, and colleagues to explore meditation themselves. This collective momentum fosters a culture of mindfulness, one where compassion, presence, and gratitude thrive. Moreover, celebrating progress strengthens your relationship with yourself. It reminds you that you're capable of change, worthy of care, and deserving of joy. These affirmations lay the groundwork for deeper self-love and acceptance, an invaluable foundation for navigating life's ups and downs. Closing reflections. As we conclude this chapter and our journey together, let's recap what we've covered. Celebrating progress involves reflecting on your starting point, noticing subtle changes, acknowledging challenges overcome, sharing your journey, rewarding yourself, cultivating gratitude, visualizing future growth, and sustaining lifelong development. Every step you take toward mindfulness deserves recognition, no matter how small. Remember, meditation is a gift you give yourself, one that keeps giving back in countless ways. As you move forward, carry this spirit of celebration with you. Honor your efforts, cherish your victories, and trust that each breath brings you closer to peace and purpose. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Until next time, or whenever our paths cross again, may your practice continue to illuminate your path. And so we've come full circle to this peaceful moment together. Thank you for joining me on this hour-long journey into meditation, mindfulness, and compassion. Whether you're just beginning your practice or deepening an existing one, I hope this video has inspired you to take the next step, whatever that may look like for you. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored. We started by demystifying meditation, breaking it down into simple, accessible steps. We discovered its profound benefits, not just for stress relief, but for mental clarity, emotional resilience, physical health, creativity, relationships, and joy. We learned how to create a space that feels inviting, adopt a posture that supports presence, and use our breath as an anchor to the here and now. We brought mindfulness into everyday moments, cultivated loving kindness for ourselves and others, navigated challenges with patience, and celebrated the beauty of consistency and progress. Through each chapter, my hope was to guide you not only in building a meditation practice, but also in fostering a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. Meditation isn't about escaping life, it's about embracing it fully with all its messiness and wonder. It's about showing up for yourself, for others, and for every fleeting, imperfect, beautiful moment that makes up this human experience. As we part ways, I want to leave you with 3 final reminders. Be kind to yourself. Meditation is a practice, not a performance. There will be days when your mind feels chaotic, your body restless, or your motivation low, and that's okay. Every moment you spend sitting quietly, breathing consciously, or simply trying again is a victory. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a dear friend. Progress takes time, and you are doing beautifully. Trust the process. Change happens slowly, often beneath the surface where we can't immediately see it. Just as seeds planted in spring don't bloom until summer, the fruits of meditation reveal themselves over weeks, months, and years. Trust that every session contributes to your growth, even if the results aren't instantly visible. You are planting roots that will sustain you for a lifetime. Stay curious. Approach meditation with openness and curiosity. Experiment with different techniques, explore new resources, and adapt your practice to suit your evolving needs. There's no right way to meditate. The journey is uniquely yours to shape. Let your heart lead the way and trust that you'll find what resonates most deeply with you. Before we close, I'd like to express my gratitude for your presence, your attention, and your willingness to embark on this exploration with me. Creating content for the Mindful Zone is a privilege, and knowing that it might inspire even one person to pause, breathe, and reconnect fills me with immense joy. If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing, sharing it with someone who might benefit, or leaving a comment below. Your support means the world and helps spread the ripple effects of mindfulness far and wide. Finally, remember this: meditation is not something you finish. It's a lifelong companion, a source of solace, strength, and wisdom that grows alongside you. No matter where you are in your journey, know that you carry the tools within you to navigate life with greater calm, clarity, and compassion. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. May your days be filled with peace, your hearts with kindness, and your lives with meaning. With gratitude, the Mindful Zone.